Are you sick and tired of yourself constantly overthink and stuck in the loop of never-ending thinking? It causes you so much stress and affects you mentally and physically. And you want to end this cycle, but you don't know how. Well, then this video is meant for you because I'm going to help you overcome overthinking in this video. Hello everyone, I am Ella and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about how to overcome overthinking. So what is overthinking? Overthinking is when you excessively analyze, evaluate, and ruminate about a certain things to a point where it affects your mental health because you cannot stop thinking about it. Can you relate with that? Have you ever found yourself constantly think about something, the certain things, and you cannot stop thinking about it? And that is what overthinking is. Me personally, guys, I can relate to this so much because before I would constantly find myself stuck in the loop of never-ending thoughts, I would constantly keep thinking about certain things over and over again, and that made me so frustrated and that made me so stressed. Even I knew, I was aware of myself being overthinking and being stressed and being frustrated. I still couldn't stop. I tried, but I just can't. That thought just stuck in my head all the time, and I just didn't know why. I didn't know how to stop it. And when you constantly overthink, you will find yourself getting headache, muscle tension, you are nervous, you irritated, all these negative consequences after overthinking. And there are more of the consequences. Here are just some of them, because overthinking is so bad, you guys. It causes a chronic stress. It's so severe that we have to be aware of it. It doesn't include only physical and mental issue, but also social harm. That's how bad overthinking is. And here are some causes that cause overthinking. First is genetics. This is so unfortunate. You may be unlucky that you get genetics from your anxious parents or your anxious ancestor, and you get that genetics, so you tend to be more anxious and tend to overthink than others. But anyway, that's not the only factor. You might become the habitual overthinker yourself, okay? To become the habitual overthinker is to be the what if people. What if is the best way to fall prey to overthinking. Do you know that? Oh, what if is the worst decision I have ever made? What if he doesn't like me? What if that project turns out bad and everybody laughs at me? What if catastrophizing the situations? And that's what makes people an overthinker. And it also could be the environment, like the places and people. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Maybe they are the cause of your overthinking. Maybe they're toxic people. So they make you overthinking. Or is the place that the way it's built is depressing or is noisy? It could be these, or it could be bad time management. You may always find yourself struggling with the deadlines. You are always in rush because you don't know how to prioritize things. You don't know what should I do first and what should I do last. So you are having a bad time management, and that causes you overthinking. So I am not here only to tell you guys what overthinking is, what are the reasons, what causes them. No, I'm here to help you overcome overthinking. So I'm giving you guys the tips on how to overcome overthinking. First, if you have bad time management, you have to do the to-do list. And to be able to do the to-do list, you have to know your priorities. When you figure out your own priorities, you will be able to know what to do first and what to do last. What is your main priorities? Is it your mental health, taking care of your mental health, and then taking care of your physical health? Or is making money? What are your priorities? There's no point to do to-do list if you don't know your priorities. And the problem with prioritizing things here, is that people tend to prioritize the miserable things and forget to prioritize the things that truly matter to us, like mental health and physical health. We prioritize work, making money, which is the misery, and it is the stress. But we just totally forget about what truly matters for us at the end of the day, which is mental health and physical health. So really think to yourself, do you prioritize money, work, or your mental health, your happiness, and your physical health? And here is what I have been doing for a while, and it actually helps me to stop overthinking about bad time management. It's the to-do list throughout the week, like literally the whole week, from Monday to Sunday, every single week. I will write down what I'm going to do, and it actually helped me to stop overthinking because I can leave my attention to somewhere else. I don't have to be worried about what I'm going to do next. No, everything is already on the to-do list, so I don't have to be worried about anything. The second thing to do is to question your thoughts. You have to understand that not every single thought that you have is real. Not every thought we have is real. That is so true because the thought comes from anything. It can come from the movie you watch, the music you listen to, the book you read, people you meet, the color you see, anything. Or in a spiritual way, it can come from the entities around you. Maybe you are having a low vibrating energy, you are depressed, and the dark entities trying to get to you. Maybe you have the impulsive thought that you think you want to die. Like, what? Like, I want to die. Is that really your thought? Do you think that is really your thought? Maybe it's not. It's not your thought. It could be anything else. It could be the dark entities. It could be from the movie you watched or anything. So don't believe everything you think, okay? Instead, you have to question it, question your thoughts, and acknowledge it. Like when you have the impulsive negative thought, like you think you want to die, really step back and pause and ask yourself, is this really my thought? And if it's not, what it is? Where it is actually from? Really be like the scientist, like we really have to ask yourself, like, if it's not my thought, and then what it is, then you will seek for the answer. So when you have that negative impulsive thought again, so you know what it is, so you can control it, so you don't let it like control you like that. You should be in the driver's seat, not your feeling or your thoughts. You are in control of your thought. The third one is to change your attitude. You have to change your attitude. Stop focusing on what you cannot do, what you don't have, what you cannot control. No, you have to change that and focus on what you can do, what you have, what you can control. To focus on the things that are out of your control will do nothing to you but cause you to overthink, which causes you the chronic stress. So what is the point to do that? There's no point of doing that, okay? Stop asking yourself what if. As I said, what if is the best way to fall prey to overthinking. Instead, stay in the present, not in the past or in the future. No, in the present. Focus on where you are now. What are you doing now? You cannot control the past or the future, okay? Focus on what you can control now, which is the present, and that will stop you from overthinking. You are focusing on the future or in the past, thinking you are tackling with the problem, thinking you are doing some progress, you are solving the problems. No, you are causing yourself to overthink. You are causing yourself a chronic stress. You have to know that thinking about tomorrow's problems won't make the problems in tomorrow go away, but instead it takes away your today's peace. So do not do that. And the next one is visualization and meditation. You can combine these two together. You can meditate and also visualize yourself doing something like peaceful, joyful. Maybe you sitting somewhere peacefully under the tree. Anything that you can imagine, imaginary thing. Just imagine anything you can imagine. Like visualize anything that will bring joy and happiness and peace to you. And the fifth one, my favorite one, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. This is the technique that I learned from Mel Robbins. She's amazing. I love her. Every time you find yourself overthinking or you're drifting away, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it makes you be aware of where you actually are, because you could be overthinking about the past or in the future. But where are you actually? You're in the present. And when you count down backward like that, it makes you be aware of where you actually are, which is the present. And the 4 A's, which is avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. The first one is avoid. Stress is voluntary, not mandatory. Sometimes you can just simply say no to what is unnecessarily stressful in your life, like your colleagues, your bad habits, toxic people in your life. If you can avoid them, just avoid them. To avoid them doesn't mean that you're running away from your problems, but you just simply say no to what is not necessary in your life. And the next one, we have alter. To alter is to cut the stress down into the more manageable size. You can do this by communicating your feelings and needs. For example, you might tell your friend that you are not okay with his stupid joke, rather than suffering in silence and be resentful to yourself that you're not telling him that you're not okay with that. And we have accept. To accept is not to pretend that you like it. You dislike it. It's you dislike it. That is okay. You don't have to pretend that you like something you don't like, okay? To accept is to accept that you cannot realistically change that. So you can shift your focus to something else that you can change and you can control. Remember that if you trying to focus on the things that is out of your control, it will do nothing to you but cause you stress. And the last one is adapt. To adapt is to cope with the problems better. This one makes the more lasting changes, like changing your expectations, perceptions, or worldview. For example, you might get bad or hate comments on your Instagram post. You just might to shift your mindset to think that, oh, maybe these people, they are just miserable and unhappy with their life, because you think happy people will do this, will spend their free time commenting bad comments on other posts like that. No, whatever people do or say, it's just from their inner world, okay? It's not personal. It's just about them. It's not about you. So when you shift your mindset to that, you will stop giving a fuck about them, because it's not personal. And when you stop giving a fuck, you stop overthinking and you won't be stressed. And the last thing I want you guys to remember is that we have learned all these things is not to eliminate stress forever for good. No, it's to cope with it better. Stress is necessary and healthy if it's not a chronic stress, is to enhance and improve our performance. Okay, thank you for watching, you guys. I love you guys and see you next time.